A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back in the session of motivation. There are different theories which motivate people, and in the last session, we were discussing about the different theories of motivation. Last session, we have discussed about Maslow's theory of motivation, which says it is a need hierarchy theory. There is a hierarchy, 5 different levels, which motivates a person. How that motivation works? If first level hierarchy is fulfilled, it switches to the second level, third, fourth, fifth. Once the level of motivation, once they reach the last level, that is the fifth level in Maslow's need hierarchy theory, that says now there is no more motivation for an individual. They have achieved everything. That is the last is self-actualization need. Now, after finishing that, we started with the second theory of motivation, that was Herzberg theory. As we can see on screen, it is divided into 2 different things. It is talking about 2 different things. One is maintenance hygienic factor. Second is motivational factor. What are they? And what exactly this theory does? What does theory mean? We can see 2 different factors. So we can say like maintenance hygiene factor. So for the people in the organization, hygienic factor, good hygiene, good practice, good culture plays a very important role. But do you think if they don't get that thing, they're going to quit their job? Or they're going to stay in their job? If you have good hygienic factor, if you have good motivational factor, good hygienic maintenance factor, then you can make them stay in the organization for a longer duration. But if those things are not there, they might quit their job. Right? They act as a dissatisfactory factor for them. This is a dissatisfaction which they get from the organization. So they doesn't act as a reason, they doesn't motivate the people, but they act as a satisfactory factor. If they're not present, the people will be dissatisfied, demotivated. And if they are there, they're not going to be motivated. Second is motivational factors. In motivational factor, there are different factors which motivates an employee to stay in the organization. So we'll be discussing about both of them and what exactly this Herbert's theory of motivation says. Herbert's theory of motivation. It believed that proper management of hygiene factor could prevent employees' dissatisfaction, but it's saying that it can prevent employees' dissatisfaction if there is hygienic factor, if there are good hygienic factor practice, if the organization have good hygienic factor, they have good culture, good atmosphere, then it may prevent employee from dissatisfaction. But these factors could not serve as a source of satisfaction or motivation. It's saying these factors are important, but they are not the source of satisfaction and motivation. If these factors are not there, people will be dissatisfied. But if these factors are there, they're not going to be up to their satisfaction. It is not going to provide satisfaction to the people. Confusing statement that if factors are not there, people are dissatisfied. But if factors are there, then also they are not satisfied. That doesn't act as a satisfaction or motivation for the employees. Why? For example, in organization, if they have a very good friendly culture, if they provide them with all the good benefits related to their health, timely healthcare checkup, healthcare facilities, all these things are there. People are not going to be satisfied, but they'll be happy. But if these things are not there, they'll be dissatisfied. If these things are there, that doesn't mean they are going to stay in the organization for a longer duration. But if these things are missing, they might quit the organization. So it says, it believes that people management or proper management of hygienic factor could prevent employees' dissatisfaction, but that these factors could not serve as the source of satisfaction or motivation for the employees in the organization. Good working condition, for instance, will keep employees at job, but won't make them work harder. Another thing which we learn is, if you have good working conditions, that is going to keep the employee on job, but that is not going to motivate them. That is not going to make them work harder for their job. That is not going to make them work more, give more of efficiency, give more of productivity. That is not going to motivate them. That is not going to increase their efficiency. That is not going to inspire them. Nothing is going to happen, but it will keep employee at job if there are good working condition. The poor working condition, which are job dissatisfiers, may make employee quit. Now, if these things are not there, it is not going to make them work hard, but it will make them stay in the organization. But if these things are not there, if there is no good working condition, it has a poor working condition, then they make employee quit their job. The employees might have to quit their job if there is poor working condition. A job with many satisfiers will usually motivate workers, provide job satisfaction, and prompt effective performance. A job having all the satisfiers will usually motivate workers. It is going to act as a motivation source for the worker. It will provide them job satisfaction, and it is going to prompt. It is going to increase their effectiveness. It is going to increase their performance. According to Herzberg, a manager who wants to increase employee satisfaction need to focus on the motivating factors or satisfier. Any person, any leader who wants to increase the work, who want to increase the satisfaction level, who want to make them give their best efficiency, who want to increase their productivity, for that employee satisfaction need to focus. They need to focus on increase employee satisfaction by using motivational factor as well as the satisfiers. Now, this Herzberg theory model is a two-factor theory. This theory is also known as two-factor theory. Two-factor theory says that it argues that there are two factors that an organization can adjust to influence motivation in workplace. It says there are two different factors because of which it can influence motivation at workplace. What are those two factors? The two factors are, the first factor is motivator. Motivator factors means which can encourage employees to work hard. It can be achievement, it can be results, it can be appreciation, it can be rewards, it can be trophies, it can be any kind of monetary benefits. So all these things comes under motivators. They are the motivators, they are the motivational factors. What are the second factor, that is second factor in Herzberg motivational theory, that is hygiene factor. These won't encourage the employee to work hard, but they will cause them to become unmotivated if they are not present. Now, if you don't have good hygienic factor, you might not like, if you don't have these motivational hygienic factors, it is going to demotivate the employees, right? But if these hygienic factors are there, it is not going to motivate them to work hard. So understand that it is not acting as a motivational force which is making them work hard, but their absence is definitely going to demotivate the employees. This, their absence will definitely going to make them quit their job. Herzberg concluded that there are certain factors that tend to be consistently related to job satisfaction. It says that there are some factors which are directly related to job satisfaction, and on the other hand, there are some factors which are consistently related to job dissatisfaction. Some factors act as a job satisfaction, and some factors act as job dissatisfaction. Now we are going to discuss in detail about what are those factors which act as job satisfaction, which gives job satisfaction and which gives job dissatisfaction. Now, Herzberg identified key motivators in the workplace and demotivator. It has given two different top headlines, that is motivators, demotivators. In motivators, those are the motivational factors. In demotivators, those include the hygiene factor. So if we talk about motivators, advancement, how advanced technology are you using, how much advanced you are. The nature of work. What is the nature of work you are making your employees to do? The responsibility you are giving to the employees. The achievement you give them, the growth, the recognition. These all act as a motivational factor for the employees. Now, what act as a demotivator or what act as a unhygienic, that act as an unhygienic factor are company's policy. What are your company's policy? What are your company's policy? Is your company offering good benefits to the organization? Is your company offering, not the organization, to the employees? Are the policies employee favorable? So what type of policies you hold, that comes under demotivator. If the policies are good, then it doesn't come under demotivator. It is going to satisfy them. But if policies are not good, it comes under demotivator, that is hygiene factor. Quality of leadership, what type of leadership you have, the pay you are giving, relationship, work condition, status, security. All these act as a demotivator in the organization. Now, let's talk about the motivational factor. What are the motivational factor? What are factors which are included? What is motivational factor? We'll be discussing that. These factors are intrinsic in nature and are related to job. Now, these are something which are intrinsic, which comes from within, not from any external source. In motivation, we have already discussed about what is intrinsic and what is extrinsic. So motivational factors, these are the factors which are intrinsic in nature, which comes from within and are related to job. They're not related to any random thing. They are simply related to the job role which you have got, which you are doing. These factors have a positive influence on morale, satisfaction, efficiency, and productivity. If these motivational factors are there, then you get good productivity, efficiency increases, employees are satisfied, they show positive influence on morale. So everything comes out to be good if these motivational factors are there in your organization. It increase in these factors will improve the level of satisfaction. If you think that these factors are increasing, like this efficiency, productivity, positive influence, recognition, rewards, work itself, responsibility, achievements, all these things are increasing. So increase in these factors will improve the level of satisfaction. He concluded that today's motivational factors are tomorrow's hygienic factor. What is motivating you today will be your hygienic factor for tomorrow. Once a need is satisfied, it stops influencing the behavior, because once you are satisfied with that, once you get that things, once you attain that thing, that is shifted to the hygienic factor, because that is now no more influencing you. For example, if you were waiting to get that Employee of the Year award, once you get that, now that doesn't act as a motivational force for you. That achievement, that trophy will not be motivating you now, because it has already motivated you. It has already given you given you what you wanted. So it is not going to motivate you. So it says once the need is satisfied, once you get that thing, it stop influencing your behavior. Now, what are the motivational factors? It can be achievement, advancement, possibility of growth, recognition, work itself, and the responsibilities. Let us discuss them in detail. So their motivational factors are: first is achievement. A job must give an employee a sense of achievement. This will provide a proud feeling of having done something difficult or worthwhile. You know, if your employees are doing something, if they are showing you some results, if they are generating good returns, because of that you are being benefited. So you need to the employee must give them, the job must give the employer the sense of achievement, that yes, you have achieved something. It was not easy for you to for a person to achieve that, but yes, you have done it with those difficulty, facing those difficulty challenges, but you could achieve that thing. So you must give the employee that sense of achievement. Recognition. The job must provide an employee with praise and recognition of their success. This recognition should come from both their superior and their peers. What do you think? Is this recognition important in the job? If you're doing any kind of job, do you think that recognition play a very important role in that job? Yes, recognition is very important. A job must provide an employee with praise and recognition for their success. You know, if we are doing something, if we are generating good result, and if no one is there to recognize our work, no one is there to praise our work, you know, we will be losing confidence, we'll be getting demotivated, and slowly, our efficiency, our productivity will reduce, because there is no one to recognize our efforts. So this recognition should come both from the superior and the peer. Everyone should recognize the effort of the person who really did well. For example, there are 10 employees in the organization, and all the 10 employees were given a sales target, and the sale target for the month was 50,000 rupees each. Let's make it bigger amount. It was the sales target. Let's say it was an insurance company, and they were supposed to provide insurance to the people, and the target for each and every individual was 20 lakh each every month. Now, out of 10, there was 5 people who were able to meet the targets. That was good. They should be praised that, okay, you did a good job. But there was one person who just achieved double the target. He could make that to 40 lakh, a sale of rupees 40 lakh in just 1 month. Don't you think his efforts, his work should be recognized by the employer? Don't you think his peer, his subordinate, his superior should recognize his work? What do you think on this? Should they recognize or not? That person deserves the recognition, that person deserves the praise or not? Yes, that person deserves to get that praise, to get that recognition. If today you are not recognizing him for his success, if today you are not praising him, there being an employer, being the peer, being the superior, being the manager, being the leader, if you are not praising his efforts, maybe next month he won't be able to meet the target also, because he's demotivated by your actions. Internally, he motivated himself to achieve those heights, to get that target done, to exceed that target. But in return, if he is not getting any support, anything from the organization, from the superior, from the peers, he might not achieve or exceed his target the next month. So there, the recognition, the praising the employees is very important by both the superior and their peer groups, their subordinates. So here, recognition act as a very strong motivational factor for the individuals. The work itself, the job itself must be interesting, varied, and provide enough of a challenge to keep employees motivated. You know, nowadays, no one looks for a job where they just have to go work the same work they are doing. They're not growing in their knowledge, they're not growing in any of the way. No one likes doing that. So the job itself must be very interesting, bit challenging, provide them enough of challenges to keep the employees motivated. When you have the challenge, you try to do and achieve that thing. The challenge is something which gives you best of your productivity, of your capability. When you are being challenged, you try your best, you use whole of your knowledge, energy to win that thing. Same way, a challenging role, a challenging position, a challenging work keeps the employees motivated. The work should be challenging in itself. Next is responsibility. Employee should own their work. They should hold themselves responsible for this completion and not feel as though they are being micromanaged. You know, if you are giving the responsibility, the micromanagement act as a demotivational factor. It demotivates the employee. So if you are giving the responsibility, have trust on them, let them finish, take the responsibility for completing the work. And they should not feel that as if you are micromanaging. Keeping a check on the progress of work is different from micromanaging. Keeping a check is very important. You should take regular update. Regular update here doesn't mean taking update every year. Regular update means taking update once in a week, once in, if the work require daily updates, once in a day, and that's it. It should not be so frequent that people think you are not managing them properly. Advancement. Promotion opportunities should exist for employees. They should get promotion opportunities. There should be some criteria within the organization that if they meet that criteria, they will get promoted. So instead of hiring always from outside for some superior position, if you think within the organization, there are some people who can be promoted to a next level, who can be promoted, then it is always a good and better choice, because this is going to keep the employee motivated to give their best. If you are providing this promotion opportunity to one person, you know, other will also give their best. This promotion opportunity, when they'll see someone getting promoted, they will also give their best to get that promotion in the organization. Growth. The job should give employees the opportunity to learn new skills, to develop within themselves. It can happen either on the job or through more formal training. Every person wants to grow. They want to learn new skills. They want to learn the new trends in the market. They want to upgrade themselves with the changes evolving in the market. So it is very important that you either provide them on-job training or you go with some formal trainings to upgrade their knowledge, to give them opportunity to learn new skills, new things which are emerging in the market. It is not going to give an individual growth to them, but ultimately these training skills will give growth to the organization also. So they are the 6 different motivational factors which act as a motivational source for the employees in the organization. So these 6 factors comes under motivational factor of Herzberg theory of motivation, that is 2-factor theory. What are they? Achievement, recognition, the work itself, responsibility, advancement, and the growth. Now, next comes is hygiene factor. What are the hygiene factors? Now, hygiene factor or the maintenance factor do not motivate people. They simply prevent dissatisfaction and maintain status quo. So these factors doesn't act as a motivational source. The factors which we have completed, which we just completed in motivational source, in motivational factor, those were the factors which actually motivate the people. But these hygienic factors are not motivating anyone, are not providing any kind of motivation to the employees, but they are simply preventing dissatisfaction of the employees. It is as simple as that. In an organization, in a very small, a new startup, a new organization just emerged. In that organization, you don't have a facility of getting high tea. Okay, you don't have that thing. You have to go to canteen and you have to bear that yourself. And in another organization, that is there. So that high tea option, it's just one tea, right? One tea which hardly costs you 10-15 rupees. But that thing is going to dissatisfy you. If I'm going to keep that thing, that is not going to motivate you to stay in that job. But if that thing is not there, like in this organization, you don't get that thing, it is definitely going to dissatisfy you that why this thing is not there. They should at least provide one tea every day. So this acts as a dissatisfaction, not as a motivational source. Now, if I'm keeping that high tea, it is not going to act as a motivational source for you, but yes, you will be satisfied with the organization. Such factors do not produce positive result, but prevent negative result. As we have already read, that these factors are not going to improve the efficiency. These factors are not going to increase the productivity. It is not going to bring something good to the organization, but it is going to prevent from any negative result, from affecting the goodwill of the organization. You know, when people go out, they usually talk about that. Whenever we go for a job, people talk about the hygienic factors of the organization. They put their reviews of hygienic factors in the organization. Like they write that the company's policies are very good. Salary option, the salary increment is good. There is good work-life balance. Environment is very friendly. It creates a very good and interactive environment in the organization. We read all those factors, and on basis of that, we create an image of the organization in our mind, and that helps us to decide whether we want to go with that organization or not. So such factors do not produce any positive results, but they definitely prevent negative results in the organization. These are not motivators, as they maintain a zero level of motivation. Having all these things in the organization doesn't motivate any person. It is not going to act as a motivational source, motivational factor for any of the employees. But yes, it is going to give good results. It is going to avoid giving negative results for the organization. By practicing good hygienic factor, the best benefit which an organization gets is creating a good image in the minds of the employees, which they will take along with them when they go out. They'll be carrying that image, and that is what you get if you practice good hygienic factors. So see, they are avoiding the negative things. They're not giving you anything positive. It's good to carry a good image. You are also working on that. You are giving good services, good products. So already you are making a good public image. But if these factors wouldn't have been there, they would have carried a negative image. So here that would have been a problem. So it is better to practice good hygienic factors in the organization. Hygienic factor in this theory prevent damages to efficiency, but do not encourage growth. So it is not going to make, it is going to prevent that efficiency. It's not going to damage our efficiency. If these hygienic factors are there, it is going to prevent, like it is not going to make us less efficient. It will be constant, but it is not going to encourage it. It's not going to improve our efficiency. So as such, these are also called as dissatisfiers. So these hygienic factors, we also name them as dissatisfiers for the organization. So basically, if we talk about hygienic factor, they are something which is very important for the organization. If that thing is not giving you any good results, any positivity, it is not increasing the motivation, it is not improving the efficiency, but it is not carrying any negative results with it. For example, a very small example from our day-to-day life, these hygienic factors are somewhat like salt. You know, if that salt is not added in the food, that food is very bad. We say so many things about that. But if we add the pinch of salt in the food, we are not going to praise that salt. We are not going to see any positive results, any new changes in that. Like if we add coriander, you know, the dish looks very delicious. The presentation looks good. But if we are adding salt, nothing is happening. No change is coming. No positive results are there. But it is going to prevent the negative results of like taste. Food is not good. Food is tasteless. So those things is going to prevent. So it acts as a salt. Hygienic factors act as a salt, which are very important for the organization to practice. If these hygienic factors are missing, then they are going to give negative results. But having hygienic factors, practicing hygienic factors within the organization will prevent from getting negative results, will prevent from getting any type of damages to the efficiency of the employees. Now, what are the hygienic factors? They are the company policy and administration. What are the company policies? What is the administration? What is the hierarchy of the what is the hierarchy of their communication? What are the different ways of communication, channel of communication which are being practiced? Or what policy, like if we talk about female, what are the extra benefits it has offered to the female? So there are many policies like having providing childcare facility, providing the maternity leave, providing paternity leave, taking care of good health, organizing regular health checkup camps for the employees, taking care of their good health. So these all are the company's policy, and these prevent you from any negative results. Technical supervision, how technical supervision affect, what is the technical supervision they get? Interpersonal relation with superior, what type of relation a person has with the superior, with the peer, with the subordinate, you know, this interpersonal relation. It is what we say, the culture of the organization, that is very important for the organization. If we maintain good interpersonal relation, if we have good relation with the employees, with the superior, peers, subordinate, you know, we built a good environment of working. We work there happily. We are happy to work there. So it is very important to have interpersonal relation with supervisors, with the peers, and with the subordinates. Salary, job security. What is the job security? what security job offers to you, your personal life, how are you able to maintain good personal life, your person, the work and personal life balance is there, are you overburdened, or the working culture is very good, you are never overburdened with the work. So all these things, these personal life are the personal life factor again is one of the hygienic factor which makes you which stops you from being negative, from showing negative results for the organization. The working condition need to be very good, very advanced when it comes to hygienic factor and the status. So there are many different hygienic factors which we practice. All these hygienic factors in detail we are going to study in the next session of motivation. Till now, just let me know if you have any doubt related to any of these factors. Any doubt related to Maslow's need hierarchy theory? No. Okay. Difference between motivation and okay, how motivational factors are different from hygienic factors. See, motivational factors are something which are going to make you stay in the organization, right? They will motivate you to stay in the organization, to be loyal to the organization, to improve your efficiency. Like if we see in the motivational factor, just see on the screen that advancement, responsibility, achievement, growth, recognition. For getting these things, this is improving your efficiency. This is making you more efficient, more productive because you want to achieve those things. That is the motivational factor. How motivational factor is different from hygienic factor is it is not increasing your efficiency, but it makes you stay in the organization if there are good hygienic factors. It is not going to satisfy your needs. It is not giving you any kind of satisfaction. It is not giving any kind of positive result. Whereas practicing motivational factor will give you positive results. But not practicing hygienic factors will stop you from having any kind of negative results in future. So that is the difference between the motivational factors and the demotivators, that is the hygienic factors. You do everything, you give your best, you improve your efficiency, you do everything to achieve something, you have something which you want to get. But in hygienic factor, you do not see anything which you want to get, you just want a better place of working. So hygienic factor, you can simply say by you just need a better place to work. Motivational factor are different from that. Is this thing clear now? Okay. Yeah. So with this, we have finished. We have not yet finished Herzberg's theory of motivation. We'll be discussing the factors, hygienic factors of Herzberg theory of motivation. Then we will study about critical analysis and useful step for implementing this theory at workplace. We'll be discussing that in the next session of motivation. That's all for today's session. Bye-bye. Take care. No doubts?